What up, New York Giant Nation? It is your boy, Mac the Giants fan. Guess what? Your boy is back. It is football season is upon us, and I got to come out here and start talking that talk. What is going on in the chat? My homeboy, no mess, no that's no Jets. What is good, bro? What's good? Good to see you, man. I know it's been a long time, man, but I had to get out here and do a little something, man. I'm going to start doing this every Friday afternoon, man. Pretty much around this same time, 3 o'clock every Friday afternoon, I'm going to just come out here and we're just going to talk a little bit about the New York football Giants, man. Just some New York Giant talk, whatever comes to mind, man. It can be anything random. Maybe go back, talk some old school stuff, whatever, you know what I mean? We want to talk about some good things. We got to go back to dig into the archives a little bit. But right now, I want to talk about the 2025 New York Giants, and I haven't really talked too much about how I feel about this team going into this season, man. And this is, look, I still temper my expectations. You know, I understand that this team is not expected to be very good, and I don't expect them to be very good. We got a brutal schedule, still got a really young roster. You know, got a lot of stuff to prove, and also in a very tough division, very tough division as well. But I feel like finally some things are trending in the right direction, man, and I think that at least we're going to see some positive change. I mean, let's start right at the top, man. Let's go with the quarterback, man. Let's go with the quarterback position right now, because I know it's been a lot of chatter all season about the New York Giants quarterback situation, and they still ain't got no quarterback. Russell Wilson ain't this, Russell Wilson ain't that. And I hear all that, man, and I do. Russell Wilson definitely ain't that guy that he was in Seattle. He 1,000% is not that guy. I get it, but at the same time, he's still a much more competent quarterback than what we've had since Eli Manning. Let's face it, that's just facts. He's a far more confident solution at that position right now than what we've had in the last 6 years. So, like, let's just call that what it is. I mean, it's just the fact. I mean, he's capable to still do some big things, man. But he's still capable of doing some big things in this league, and he proved even the season ago with Pittsburgh that he still got a little bit of game left, man. Like I said, we're not getting that Seattle guy, the guy that won Super Bowl here at MetLife Stadium back in 2000 and what was it? 10 or 11 or whatever year it was. I can't even remember now. 12. No, I mean, yeah, 2012. Excuse me, 13, whatever fucking year it was. But he's still, like I said, more competent, man. Just the landscape of the quarterback room in general. It's a more competent room in general. Last season, you heard me say it 1,000 times over, man, that the New York Giants had the absolute worst quarterback room in the league. And that's just, I stand on that. There was no quarterback room in the league worse than Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, and Tim Boyle. There was just no quarterback room worse than that. And the reality is that this year it's a far improved room. I mean, Russell Wilson, look, for what it's worth, not for nothing, he's got something to prove. He's got to prove to people that he can still play. I mean, he's not a top 10 guy anymore, but he wants to prove that he's still maybe a top half guy at the very least. He wants to prove that he's still maybe at least that he can be that. And I guess what? This New York Giants team, whether people understand or not, could maybe potentially set him up for that. Because I think we have an underrated receiver room, a very underrated receiver room. I mean, everybody knows the superstar that Malik Neighbors is, obviously. But I think that they're still, with a competent quarterback now, we may be able to unlock some more things for some of these other receivers that we haven't been able to see over the past couple of years. I don't think we've seen the best of Wan'Dale Robinson, and I think a lot of it's due to the quarterback situation that he's been playing with. I don't think we've seen truly the best of Darius Slayton, honestly, throughout his career because, once again, the quarterback situation. Jury's still out on Jalen Hyatt. I mean, he went out, he did some work this offseason. He bulked himself up. He got a little bigger, a little stronger. Still the same fast guy. We don't know. We got to see it get on when it's on the field. But if he can take a step in the right direction, then we have a very underrated wide receiver room, in my opinion. And I think Russell Wilson's the type of quarterback that can bring some of that, bring some of those things out of that wide receiver group, man. And I'm kind of that's what kind of things that kind of excite me. And nothing if Russell Wilson doesn't work out, you still got a guy like Winston that you can fall back on. Jameis Winston, another veteran guy, one of the better backup quarterbacks in this league over the course of the last several years now. And then you still got the young rookie we drafted in the first round, Jackson Dart, man, who I do want to see this year. Look forward to seeing him on the field, get a little time out there on the field. But I look forward to seeing what he can maybe do when he gets his opportunity as well. I mean, you trade back up into the first round and get a first round pick, and draft this guy with a first round pick, man, number 25 overall. I look forward to seeing what he can potentially do out there. What's going on, Mitch? Welcome aboard, bro. Once again, you're welcome, but I'm over it now at this point. With Saquon Barkley, he plays for the Eagles, and that's just what it is. I'm still a fan, but at the same time, 2 times a year, I want to kick his ass. Point blank and period. That just is what it is now. That's where we are. But good luck to him. Whatever he does with the rest of his career, tenure with the Philadelphia Eagles, that's fine, all well and good, man. But he's no longer a part of this. And right now, I just want to let's dig into the quarterback room a little, like I said, a little more, because Russell Wilson does bring that experience factor into the thing, man. He brings the experience. He brings, a championship pedigree. A guy that, in my opinion, is a future Hall of Famer. Some people seem to think that I'm crazy when I say that, but I know he's a future Hall of Famer. Just what he did in Seattle alone, I think, cemented that. I mean, I don't think nothing else that's going to happen at this point is going to make him not be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. I mean, Russell Wilson, it is what it is. You can feel any way you want about him. But like I said, he's a much bigger upgrade from what we had. And I'm excited to see him on the field getting the ball downfield to Malik Neighbors or potentially Jalen Hyde, who he speaks very highly of. That's another thing about this thing. Is there something that we don't know between Russell Wilson, Jalen Hyde? They've been doing some maybe sneaky workouts together. Something we don't because he seems to talk Jalen Hyde up a lot. If you don't realize that every time Russell Wilson has a microphone in front of him, he almost every time seems to bring up Jalen Hyde's name. So hopefully we can unlock some untapped potential there, man, because you invested a 3rd round pick in that kid a couple of years ago. You moved up, you traded up to get him in the 3rd round, and I'd like to see him work out. I really would. I think he has some tools that could be, be very helpful for the New York Giants. But obviously we know what Malik Neighbors is. We know what he was able to accomplish last year with the mess that was the New York Giants quarterback room. So with an upgraded quarterback, I feel like we can get some serious stuff out of Malik Neighbors this season, man. I think it can be a very special season for that young man if he can stay healthy. And like I said, Darius Slayton, he's gonna be who he is, man. He could be that 700-yard guy, and that's kind of good enough. You know what I mean? We don't really need much more than that. And then Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, once again, like I said, untapped potential. Like, I'll use that as well. I just think this guy has an ability that we haven't been able to truly unlock because the quarterback play has been that atrocious. I mean, a lot of balls, people, get on him and say he had a lot of big drops or whatever. But does he really? I mean, he had a lot of bad passes thrown to him as well. If you really open your eyes and look, he had a lot of bad passes thrown his way. A lot of balls thrown at his feet. No opportunity to pick up yak. I mean, I think this guy can be a big yak guy if you can hit him in stride. You know what I mean? I think we finally got quarterbacks in the room that can maybe actually going to be able to do that. So I'm excited to see, man. And then let's talk about the running backs a little bit, man. Let's move on. Let's talk about the running back room a little bit, man. Some changes are coming this year in the running back room. You go out there. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is now cemented as the starting running back. That's who he is. He's coming into this season now RB1. I honestly believe last year what I saw from him throughout the spring and the summer, I thought he would have got an opportunity a little bit sooner to take over that position because I believe throughout the spring and summer that he was the best running back on the Giants roster, and I believe that wholeheartedly last year. And I get it that you want to bring a rookie along slowly, considering he was a 5th-round draft pick and running back was still a fairly new position to him. But throughout the spring and summer, I feel like last year he proved that he was probably the best guy. and you brought him along a little more slower than I probably would have, considering the way the season was going, the way things was going. And I mean, this guy could have been 1,000-yard rusher last year as a rookie had he got opportunities a little bit sooner. I mean, he flat out proved that if opportunities came a little sooner his way, he would have been 1,000-yard rusher as a rookie, man. And now you add a Cam Scatterboo into the mix, that the fourth round draft pick Cam Scatterboo into the mix. I personally think that guy was a steal, man. I love everything about this guy. I mean, I think he's a perfect type of compliment to a Tyrone Tracy, man. A guy that he's not going to be that game breaker that Tyrone Tracy can be, but at the end of the day, he's going to give you that power. He's going to make defenders think about wanting to tackle his ass. You know, he's one of those guys. He runs very physically, man. And I'm excited to see how that all balances out. And then you can't forget Devin Singletary, man, is still here, and I'm sure he will still be here. And Devin Singletary, a veteran presence in that running back room as well, who's going to add something to that run game as well, man, and more of a role where he should be. That was one of the mistakes I believe this team made last year. You brought a guy like, you lost Saquon Barkley, and then you brought a guy, Devin Singletary, and who's never really been a full-time number one starting running back, and you brought him in to be the guy. Like, that's just not what he's done in his career. I don't know why he thought it was going to be differently here, or thought that was going to work out. I mean, it clearly didn't. He ended up eventually losing his job to a fifth-round draft pick who only played running back for like a year in college. So, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know about what Devin Singletary is. You can't just try to put a square peg in a round hole, man. So I appreciate what I'm seeing with the way this roster is being built and constructed now. And now I just need to see things start to try to work out. My guy, no Mets, no Jets, no Nets, no Jets here says also expecting Theo to make that leap, counting the tight ends as part of the receiving group. Absolutely. It's going to get on them, get right back to them, man. The tight ends here, man, like Theo Johnson was starting to make some strides last year, and then he got hurt at an inopportune time and lost out on the last part of the season last year, man. And then right when he was starting to finally make some plays and starting to, make some things happen. A guy we want to talk about, Daniel Bellinger, a guy that seems to be, for whatever reason, kind of in the doghouse with this coaching staff for one reason or another. I don't really understand. I think this guy is a pretty productive player when he gets on the field. He makes plays. He's a good blocker. He's good, so he's definitely helpful in the run game, and he's showing that ability to make some clutch catches, man. So I don't really understand what the issue with Daniel Bellinger is, man. And then in the seventh round, we picked a guy, Thomas Fidone, man, who I believe if he can stay healthy, that could be another hidden gem right there, man. A seventh round draft pick, a guy who went into college, man, as the top recruit at the tight end position over Brock Bowers. He was the number one tight end recruit coming out of high school, and then he just went to college and had a couple of devastating injuries, man, that kind of screwed his college career up. Yet he still navigated that into being drafted. Granted, it was in the seventh round, but drafted nonetheless. He wasn't a UDFA. He was drafted. I mean, so he still managed to be productive enough in college that the Giants felt worthy of using a seventh round draft pick on him. This guy could have an opportunity to prove himself to be a steal in the draft if he can only stay healthy, man. And then Chris Manhurst, however you pronounce his name. Sorry, I always kind of mix that up, but another veteran presence in that tight end room. So it's going to be an interesting battle in camp for that tight end spot, because usually I can't imagine you're rostering more than 3 tight ends. So somebody's going to be an odd man out, and it's not going to be Theo Johnson. I just don't see it being Theo Johnson. I don't really see it being Daniel Bellinger either, but right now it's hard to tell the way things seem to be going with him. It's hard to tell if it could be. I mean, I guess that's a possibility, but between those 4 guys, I'm pretty sure there's only room for 3 of them, and that's going to be an interesting battle to watch in camp, man, for sure. But this O-line, also the offensive line, it's got some work to still do, man. It's still some work to do on this O-line, man. But hopefully maybe they can get some things in gear. I mean, got off to a pretty solid start a year ago, and then the Andrew Thomas injury seemed to absolutely derail this unit, man. So it's curious to see how things can go and work out, man. What's going on, Chad, man? I appreciate you stopping in, bro. Oh man, I mean, I wouldn't say a Steeler for life, but that's a big 3-year contract, man, and he just broke the bank, man. So good for him because he definitely deserves it. One of the absolute best in the business for sure, man. So props to PJ Watt, man. He earned every bit of that money, earned every bit of it, every penny. But yeah, this O-line unit, man. Andrew Thomas still right now not really able to do a lot, not able to participate too much. And honestly, I want to just take your time, take your time with Andrew Thomas. Unless Andrew Thomas is absolutely 100%, I don't even really want to see him on the field until he's 100%. Because I feel like part of the problem is rushing him back. He just re-injures something else, and he just gets injured again. Make sure this guy is 100% suited and booted and ready to go, man. Right now, I just don't want to. I'm not interested in seeing a guy come out there and be rushed back out there on the field unnecessarily. Even if it means missing the first couple of games of the season or something like that, it just is what it is, man. If that's what it comes down to, because at this point, I need this guy to be healthy. We need to get our best version of Andrew Thomas, man. And the O-line is a different O-line with Andrew Thomas on it. Point blank and period. It's a different O-line unit with him on there. Right now, it's been James Hudson that seemed like been filling in, stepping in, taking most of the snaps, and Andrew Hudson and Andrew Thomas's place in the spring so thus far, and I'm assuming that's going to be that way in training camp as well. But yeah, just take your time with Andrew Thomas. This thing with Malik Neighbors, I mean, just whatever just is. What the thing is with Malik Neighbors, do we need to see Malik Neighbors in the preseason? No, we do not. He has nothing to prove out there in the preseason whatsoever. So if he's not really ready to go, you preserve Malik Neighbors' health for the regular season when you really need him. You know what I mean? Like we don't need to make these crazy mistakes and be having people out there for no reason, and then that's where the injuries come, man. And we just don't need that. I mean, I'm like this O-line though. I mean, they finally pulled the trigger, made the move to switch Evan Neal into guard. Right now, he's a backup guard. He's not like plugged in as a starter by no means because he has to earn that. But I think this is a move that was made a couple of years too late. I mean, at this point in time, I almost don't even really care, to be honest. I feel like I just almost don't. One way or another, okay, maybe it works out and good for the Giants. But then that don't mean now you got to pay Evan. That don't mean now you got to pay Evan Neal because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option. But at the end of the day, if he comes out there and puts together a great season at guard, I mean, you're not going to let him just walk out the door, are you? But then again, maybe you are. I don't know. It depends. It's a lot up to that right now, and I just feel like this move should have been made a couple of years ago, and now here we are, and he'll be getting an opportunity at guard. I mean, right now, John Runyon working his way back. But as of right now, man, the offensive line is still a lot of question marks on the O-line, man. It picked up Marcus Mbo in round number 5 this year to draft, a guy who played a lot of time, spent a lot of time at guard in college, but he also definitely put in some time at tackle, and that's what the New York Giants are going to have him out right now at right tackle. Obviously a backup right now. He's not just coming in and dethroning Jermaine Illuminor, who's a pretty good O-lineman as well, who's proven to be that guy at right tackle for right now. And until proven otherwise, I don't expect anybody else to start at that position other than him. But then you got Greg Van Roten at right guard. I'm really, really comfortable with that side of the line, point blank and period. I'm comfortable with Greg Van Roten and Jermaine Illuminor on that right side. I'm very comfortable in. And a healthy Andrew Thomas and whoever lines up next to him at the left guard position, I'll be pretty comfortable with that. Now, here's where I'm not all that comfortable yet. I something more to prove. Another guy with something to prove. JMS, bro. Your time is now, man. Year three now. You got to see something better than what we've seen. You got to step up, man. Like I was there out in Kansas City when the New York Giants when they announced your name in the second round, and I remember being hype as shit. I loved the pick. I thought we got our center. You know, we got the middle of our line. Got that shit. You got to had it locked down, man. And you haven't shown me what I was expecting you to show me. And now, granted, I know you dealt with a few nagging injuries just himself, but at the end of the day, you still need to see more, man. I absolutely, and I think this is your prove it year right now. Like if you still don't, you're not able to get it done this year, man. Honestly, I just feel like you got to cut your losses there as well, man, and kind of and see and go out there and see what else is out there because you're a young man. The time is now. This is when you got to step up and put it all together and try to figure it all out, man. You got to step it up. You got to try to figure it all out. So let's talk about the defensive side of football a little bit because this is the side of the football that I am extremely excited about. Extremely, extremely excited about. I'm gonna just say it. I think the New York Giants do indeed have probably the best D line in football on paper. But the game's not played on paper, and I do admit that the game is definitely not played on paper. But I think this New York Giants has what could be a very special D line, man, up front, all the way straight across, man. I mean, Dexter Lawrence brings to the table, man, and now potentially with a guy like Darius Alexander, third round pick Darius Alexander could potentially bring to the table. I to me, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. I feel like Darius Alexander, week one against Washington, is going to be their starting D tackle next to Dexter Lawrence. I just don't. I don't think anybody else on this roster is better than that kid. And I'm gonna say that. I'll say it with confidence. I just don't believe any of the other guys are better than Alexander. And I think he's going to easily have that. He's going to lock down that spot next to Dexter Lawrence as the other starting D tackle coming in week one, man. I just don't see it. I mean, look, Nacho, he brings a little energy when he's out there, but he's not a starter, man. He's just not a starter, bro. He's a rotational guy, man. Rotational guy, come in, give Dex a blow, give whoever else a blow, and I just don't see. And I believe this is not going to be an opportunity. Not for nothing, Darius Alexander, I think could have been a second round pick had he not went to Toledo. You know, that's what it comes down to with me with a guy like him. He went out there, he showed what he could do in the Senior Bowl, made a name for himself. Had he not went to like Toledo, you know what I mean, he would have probably easily been a second round pick. I feel like, and the fact that we were able to get him in the third round, to me, that was a steal, man, an absolute steal. This guy's a stud, and also not for nothing, he's also a very mature rookie. He is not some little 21, 22-year-old kid coming into the league. He is a mature rookie. I believe he's like 25 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So, or something like that. So he's not some like little young guy coming into the league as a rookie that she's been around a little bit. Not, I mean, now it's a step up obviously into the NFL, but at the end of the day, this guy he's not some little wet behind the ear young guy. He's lived a little life before coming into the league, man, and I can appreciate that as well, especially from a guy like him. And you can just see it, man. When you know, you know. And this guy can play. He can play football, man. He's a football player, man. And I think he's going to get after it. And I think it's going to really be some special things going on. And then on the edge, man, what this team has on the edge right now, man. Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, third pick overall, and Abdul Carter, man, who everything I see, I think this kid can be very, very special, man. Very, very, very special, man. And then you still got Tamon Fox, Chauncey Golston you got from via free agency. I think it could be a very, very strong group, man, on the edge out there, man. This gives me like I think quarterbacks will be in fear of this New York Giants pass rush. I think, and then like I said, what you can get up the middle with Dexter and potentially Darius Alexander also rushing up the middle, man. Like I can see this front just breaking down offensive lines, man, breaking them down. I mean, It's up to it's going to be see how Shane Bowen schemes some things. I think it's going to come down to that, man. How he schemes things up and dials things up, man. I think he has to get a little more aggressive with his defensive play calling a little bit, especially with a group like this, man. You got to get after it, man. Got to get after it. Hopefully, this will improve. The run defense will be improved. Like I said, Darius Alexander, that's something else he brings to the table. Hopefully, they can definitely improve. They can definitely improve that, man. And I hear you out there, man. I'm with you right there, man. We got to be a top 10 defense. I think we are, man. I think we will be when it's all said and done. We might not start. It might start off a little bit slow while things are gelling together, man. But I'm with you, man. I think this team could easily be a top 10 defense, and I'll even go another step further, man. It could even be a top 5 defense when it's all said and done because on the back end, this back end is also at least on paper, much improved on paper. Much improved on paper, man. Bringing in Paulson Adebo to be a true number one cornerback, take a little of that pressure off of Deonte Banks, man, and hopefully he can go back and show us some of the magic that he showed us in his rookie season, and as well as bringing in Javon Holland, man, back there. Now you can get Tyler Newman maybe doing some of the things like he was doing in college and get out there and maybe he can get his hands on some of those footballs and maybe we can get some turnovers cracking because this team last year, turnovers, interceptions in particular, were just non-existent, man. And I can't go through that again. I can't watch another season like that where we just were incapable of getting the ball back for the offense. Granted, it wasn't seem like it was going to matter anyway because the offense was just that disgustingly bad last season. But at the end of the day, this defense wasn't exactly turning the ball over either, man. And we definitely got to improve. Hopefully, whatever this treasure chest thing they got going on now, collecting footballs, hopefully that can translate onto the field against actual opponents, And they got to figure that out. They do have to figure that out. That's something. And I like I expect big things from Tyler Newman. Tyler Newman, to me, last year, not enough people are talking about the season that he truly put together a season ago as a rookie, man. I mean, he had to kind of, change his game a little bit. He had to get up in the box a little bit more, but he was sticking his nose in there, man. He was plugging away, man. And he was leading all rookies in tackles at the time when he was injured. And it wasn't until I think the last week of the season where he was finally overtaken for that. I mean, this guy really stepped up and did some big things last year, and I think not enough people are giving him credit. I mean, I think he's a big-time breakout candidate this year to do some even more special things. I like what I saw in Tyler Newman a season ago. And up until the injury, man, I think he was having a really great rookie season. And Drew Phillips, another guy I can't speak more highly about, man. Coming in nickel backer, man, nickel corner. And just another guy that just seems to just love to play this game. And he plays it at a high level, very physical. And that's what this defense needs, man. It needs guys like that want to just get after it, man. And I think with the talent that they have on the front end of this defense, man, it can only benefit the back end, man. That's only going to help. It's going to take the pressure off of those guys out there in the secondary, man. And I'm excited to see them put it all together. What you got here? So that treasure chest stuff, those types of gimmicks rarely translate into on-field success, but let's be hopeful. I hear you. I'm the same way. I feel the same way. It doesn't really mean much to me because if you're not doing it on the field against actual opponents, it doesn't really matter to me. It doesn't matter that you're stripping the ball and taking the ball away from your own teammates in practice. Take it away from your opponents on that's on the schedule. Take it away from those guys. That's what I want to see. I feel you right there. I'm with you right there, 100%. No Mets. So let's just do it, man. I'm just excited, and then hopefully we get a resurgence of Bobby Okereke, who kind of had he took a step back a season ago from his first year here. He took a little bit of a step back. He was a little more quiet. Didn't even lead the team in tackles a season ago. That went to Michael McFadden, I believe, did that. And I'm curious to see what these guys can all do, put it all back together. I mean, I think we have some solid inside linebacking core right there, man. I think we got some pretty solid guys, man. So I'm just want to see these guys put things together. and get and see Bobby Okereke come back and be that guy that he once was, man. The guy that he was. I mean, Deontay Johnson is still here. I want to let these guys make some noise. Like I said, I'm excited for this defensive unit, man. The scenario and talking around Bobby okay is weird, man. I mean, I hear you, but I mean, let's face it. He did have a down year a season ago, man. It wasn't quite the year he had a couple of 2 years ago when his first year here. He was like just completely lights out, man. He said if it was something there, why the weird, mysterious articles? I don't know. I don't know. I missed out on the. I don't know. I'm not sure what articles you're talking about, bro. I didn't. I must have missed out on them, but I know this guy got game. I know he's a tackling machine. I know he can play all over the field. He's a 3-down linebacker. You know what I mean? He's a 3-down backer. He can literally be on the field the whole game. I mean, if he can go the whole game, we don't necessarily want to see him out there. I'd like to see a guy be able to get a blow here and there, but he's that kind of guy, man. I will definitely check that out, man. I'll check it out when I'm done this and get a chance, and me and Adam can talk about it on Wednesday, man. Yes, here's a shameless plug. Myself and Adam Costas back Wednesday with the Real Deal NFC East Roundup, man. If you forgot, quick reminder, man. Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, super dope co-host Adam Costas will be back 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time with the Real Deal NFC East Roundup. Yeah, that was it. You know what I mean? That was that little kind of like shameless plug. You know, you brought it up a little bit, and then might as well. It's that time of the year. Like I said, we back in it, man. We'll be back in the mix, and we'll be going all season long until the last NFC East team is standing. The last year took us all the way to the Super Bowl, so hopefully this year we can do the same thing again. Preferably not the Eagles, but it is what it is. Whatever it will be, we'll see. But definitely make sure y'all tune in Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern for that. But yeah, this defense, man. I guess I don't want to like put crazy expectations on Abdul Carter, but there's not been a bad thing said about this guy from anybody on this roster. Now, granted, nobody's gonna come out and be like, "Oh, this guy he sucks. He's not worthy of number 3 pick." I don't why everybody hyping him up. But at the end of the day, they're not. They could just not talk about it at all. If it was something that if he wasn't living up to expectations, they could just not say anything at all about him. Clearly, there's something there, man. This Abdul Carter. I get them vibes, man. This guy is a worker, man. And I just think he's going to do some special things, man. I'm not necessarily saying he's going to be a double-digit sack guy. I'm not saying he's going to come out and do all of that. No New York Giant rookie has ever recorded double-digit sacks. The closest person to ever do that was Lawrence Taylor at 9.5, and they didn't even count sacks as a statistic his rookie season. And he's the closest one to get to the double-digit mark. Azeez Ojulari had 8.5, I believe, or something like that his rookie season. So he technically has the Giants record officially, but we'll see, man. We'll see what we can get out of Abdul Carter. I feel like Abdul Carter's ceiling is far much higher than for instance, an Azeez Ojulari, but it's going to come down to health as well. I mean, anything can happen. Anything can happen out there on the field in football, man. Hopefully, knock on wood, this guy stays healthy and he can be that special talent that a lot of us believe he will be. And I'm just really, like I said, really, really excited, man. So that's how I really feel about going into this season. It's going to be interesting camp battles. Like I said, I really want to see this offensive line put things together. That's one of my main focuses. As you know, I'm a big guy myself. My football days, I was an O-lineman, so I just appreciate that part of the game a little more than maybe a lot of other people do, man. And I'm excited to see if they can finally make things right on this O-line, man. We need this to happen, New York Giant Nation. We need it. We need it. It starts up front. If you ever heard the phrase, it starts up front, it really does. If your O-line ain't cooking, your offense is going to struggle. point blank and period. I mean, and it almost doesn't matter who your quarterback is. I mean, sure, you have some of those really, really special guys that can navigate through a bad O-line, a la Joe Burrow and a couple other guys, but it takes having a guy like that. And we don't have a guy like that. So this O-line, it has to put things together, man. They got to be able to get the job done, man. Like I said, Evan Neal, we'll see what we got. What we get out of this guy, his transition in the guard. If maybe he can shut me up. He's just not an NFL tackle. I recognize that pretty much after about his second year. I recognize that. I don't know what took the Giants so long to do it, why they took so long for him to pull this trigger. But maybe it works out, and maybe that can be a good thing for the Giants. We'll see that down the line. And JMS, like I said, man, you gotta step up, man. This is your year now. You got to step it up too, man. You're not excluded from that. You got to show us what you can do out here on the field. You got to show us you were worthy of that second round draft pick that you were, the second round pick that you was, man. Like I said, everybody, I can speak for New York Giants fans that were out there in Kansas City that day when they announced your name. You were the guy. When they got to the Giants pick, you were the guy. Everybody wanted whose name everybody wanted to hear. Now show us why we all wanted to hear that name, man. I mean, like I said, we get back on the offense a little bit because this offense was like historically bad a season ago. Historically bad. And it can only get better. It can't be any worse than what it was a season ago. I mean, like I said, I think it does start with the fact that we have a much better quarterback room. And I think that will definitely improve the offense in some regard. I mean, I think it'll give us an ability to maybe put some more points on the board. Help the defense out a little bit because the defense a season ago had points in time in the other year where they were playing pretty good football, but the offense could never get anything done. Never. I mean, this last season was the 100th year anniversary of the New York Giants, man, and it was absolutely one of the worst seasons in the history of the franchise. The 100th year anniversary. You came out there week one against the Minnesota Vikings in week one with those hideous uniforms on, and you played about as bad as those uniforms looked. I mean, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I haven't heard anything official on that, but I hope we go back to that. I feel like this offense did move a little bit better with him calling the plays. And plus, I'm just not a big fan of the head coach calling the plays anyway, because the head coach has to oversee everything. They can't be so focused and locked in on the offense, calling the offense, that you're not really dialed in on everything. That's part of what being a head coach is. You got to be locked in on everything. You can't just be focused on you're trying to be play caller and you're so focused on the offense. You got to I'd rather him just turn the play calling back over to Kafka. I want to see that for sure, man. Yeah, them uniforms were hideous. I never want to see those ever again. Ever again. I mean, but yeah, and that was it was a terrible performance, and it pretty much set the precedent for what the season was going to be. I mean, came out and got just absolutely trounced by the Vikings in week one. The Sam Darnold-led Vikings. Now, granted, Sam Darnold did have a great season. It wasn't like he just kicked our ass. He had put together a great season last year, a career year for him. So hats off to that young man. But at the end of the day, it was just like, how do you allow that to happen in a game where you had so many legends in the building? I mean, it was just if you couldn't get up for that one, that was a game that you had to have gotten up for. Like, you should have been more hyped and ready for that game than anything else, as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, that game had so much going on. I mean, riding on it. I mean, like, not even just for getting off to a good start to the season, but just the fact that how are you not fired up? The energy in that stadium before that game started, and then Minnesota just sucked the life out of that stadium, man. Like you said, man, I'm tired of seeing that too. Week one losses. You got to come out there and get the season off to a good start, man. Let's get it cracking. I mean, the fact that we didn't win a home game until the last home game we played a season ago last year, the only home game we won was the very last one we played. And that's the one most of us wanted us to go ahead and lose. Would have preserved that number 1 overall pick. And we decided to go out there and kick the Colts' ass for whatever reason. What was that? Now you got pride? You waited the whole season to decide to have a little bit of pride? No, you got to have that from week 1 from the beginning, man. Like, it has to start off like that. I mean, poor Wellington Mara was probably rolling in his grave watching that performance all season long of this football team. I mean, that was just crazy to me. The 100th year anniversary of this team, and that's the effort we got all season? That was the effort we got? Come on. Like you said, make a fucking statement. You got to go out there and you got to do something, man. You got to show us something. And they ain't showing us they haven't, they're yet to show us anything, man. To be honest, they haven't shown us nearly enough. So I just don't. I don't know what else to say about this team, man, other than you got to show me something, man. I'm ready this year. I'm ready to see positive changes. I don't expect, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't even expect the playoffs, honestly. I don't expect this team to make the playoffs. I think we're still not quite there yet. You know what I mean? But maybe we can play our way out of the cellar. Maybe we can actually play our way out of last place. Not be the complete laughing stock. Be competitive in division. How about this? How about win a division game? 0-6 in the division is unacceptable. Unacceptable no matter how bad you are. That's unacceptable. And to me, last year, that pissed me off almost as much as anything else. The fact that you couldn't even win a game against one of your divisional opponents who you get an opportunity to play twice each. You play them twice. You play all 3 of your division opponents twice, and you couldn't win one of those games. Not one. It was laughable and it was embarrassing. Like you said, you can't turn it off and on. Not like a light switch. You got to come out there. You got to be ready. And that's another thing. Like I said, it's one thing to lose because you're just truly not better than the opponent standing across the field from you. But like I said, what I saw a season ago was lack of effort. A lot of games. A lack of effort. I saw a team that would go out there and hang their heads and quit. And I don't want to see that anymore. Like I said, I know we got a lot of teams on our schedule this season that are just better than us. Flat out better football teams than us. But still, go out there and shock a couple of them. Surprise a couple of them. Punch a couple of them in the face. Let them know, man, you're not playing. That you're going to have to earn your victory against the New York Giants. You got to earn it. And I feel like last year we were just giving them away. Handing them out. Here you go. Take this win. Here, kick our ass. I don't want to see that. I want to see effort. I want to see actual effort. Yeah, that like that part. I felt like after that Minnesota game last season, I was just like, we're in for a very, very long year. I mean, that's just how I felt. Because it's the truth. That was just a good old fashioned ass kicking. And I kind of just knew that it was just it wasn't going to be good. Clearly, with a performance like that, I kind of knew what we were looking forward to seeing. What's going on, Coach Ed? I appreciate you stopping in, man. But yeah, I want to see the effort from this football team, man. I want to see, like I said, you go out there and if you lose because you just come up short because you're just not better, I'm fine with that. But don't lose because you quit. Don't lose because you just gave up and said, we're done trying. And I felt like I saw that too much a season ago. A lot on defense, I saw that. I saw it a lot on defense. Because and honestly, I feel like we saw it because the offense was so bad that the defenses got the points in the game where they finally were just like, what's the point of trying to stop these guys when the offense ain't going to go out there and do anything? I mean, I miss you too, Coach, man. Most definitely, man. You can get on one of these with me sometime, man. I'll be doing these every Friday afternoon, man. So I'm probably going to be wrapping up soon on this one. But from now on, every Friday afternoon, man, you can definitely be invited if you want to, if you got time. Stop through here, man. Always welcome, Coach. I mean, that's a good point too. Like, expected to go out there and win that Vikings game. Honestly, I was one of those guys. I thought like Sam Darnold, this, that, and the other. Like, but the reality is, we saw what the reality was, man. We weren't even on the same plane. We weren't even in the same stratosphere as those guys. And like I said, Sam Darnold had a career year. He came out there. He was far better than a lot of people probably expected him to be. Got himself paid. Like I said, good work. But at the end of the day, man, like I said, it doesn't even come down. Like I said, it just comes down to the effort with me. And hopefully, I like what I'm seeing this offseason with the way this roster is being constructed, the way things are being built. But you got to see it on the field, obviously. Got to see it. And like I said, just got to see it translate on the field. And I believe, based on the schedule we have, this will be a good test. It'll be a good test this season, man. For sure. Schedule is brutal. Let's face it, call it what it is. But if we can pick up I think the defense is good enough. We can pick up a few upsets along the way, man, to surprise some people, man. Like I said, win division games. You got to beat those guys. You got to beat your rivals. You got to beat your biggest rivals. You can't just go out there and let the division own you the way we've been owned by our division over the last few years. I mean, absolutely owned. The NFC East, we've been an absolute joke in that division. Not like I said, and I'm talking about within the division. We've only managed to be able to really compete with the Commanders because we haven't really done much competing with the Eagles or the Cowboys at all, to be honest. Let's face it. Let's call it what it is. And then even last year, the Commanders were taking it to us. I mean, we should have beat them in one game, obviously. The first game we played them, we should have obviously beat them. And we have our opinions about what went wrong in that game, obviously, coming in very unprepared, knowing the situation, the status of our kicker in that game. But water under the bridge now. I mean, there's nothing that can be done about it. That's what went down. That's how it went down, and we ended up losing that game and the other games to the Commanders at MetLife Stadium as well. I mean, like I said, swept by the division this season. It goes 0-6 in the division. Not going to get it done ever. You can't win any of your divisional matchups. Forget about it. You might as well forget about it. So, expectations, man, for the 2025 Giants. I want to see improvement. I'm not going to sit here and act crazy and expect something that I don't think is really realistic. Maybe they'll surprise me, and I love surprises. So I love surprises. Prove me wrong. But, I mean, I don't really truly see more than about 6 wins. Maybe. But to me, that's still an improvement, and especially given how not only the 6 wins are, but how the 11 losses would be. That would be a little more telling as well. Like show me something, man. Show me what it is, man. Show me because like I said, losing it sucks. You still don't want to lose necessarily, but there are ways to lose that you can still have some respectability. If that makes any sense. It makes sense in my mind. I don't know if it makes sense to any of you, but it's just what it is. Like I said, we're not going to be the most talented team on the field, probably hardly ever. I mean, so look down the schedule. I can't even tell. I mean, we'll probably be favored week 5 against the Saints. Maybe that's only a maybe. We're still not even. That's not even guaranteed. That's a maybe. Let's see. And honestly, I don't know how the season's going to play out, but that could be the only game all season that we're the favorites is against New Orleans in week 5. Honestly, as I look down the schedule, that could possibly be the only game in which we go into the game as the favorites to win. And that's like I said, that's only a maybe as well, because who knows? They might got some surprises up their sleeve, the Saints, and they might come out swinging. We don't know that yet. We'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, I just don't see it anywhere else on the schedule where we'd probably be the favorite to win the football game here. So we got to go out there and show that we belong, man, because I think a lot of times last year we didn't look like an NFL team. I thought a lot of times last year that might have been a couple of the college teams that could have took it to us, honestly. That's how bad we were. I don't really truly believe that, honestly. I don't believe any college team is taking on any NFL team. But at the end of the day, it just, we looked that bad. That's how bad we did look. That the thoughts ran across my mind a few times here and there. And I just want to get back to the good old days, man. Good old days of New York Giant football. Getting after it, winning titles, man. Just being respectful, and being a contender, man. Every year, going in every season, and you never know the New York Giants might be able to get them this year. The New York Giants might be able to do it. I don't want to go into seasons and where people are just shitting on us, looking at us like, oh, you guys, this team is trash. Right now, that's what we're looked at right now. A bottom 5 team in the league, which is terrible. It's not where you want to be. This is not where this organization belongs. One of the most storied franchises in the NFL. We do not belong on the bottom. So we got to fight our way back out of that. And like I said, it starts up front. So I hope them big guys are ready, man. Training camp is upon us, and now they can finally get some real work in. Because the big guys, to me, don't get that real work in the spring. They just pretty much out there doing conditioning drills for the most part, because they ain't getting that real work in the spring. They ain't getting that real work till they can start clanking on pads, man. So hopefully we can get these big guys going, man, and we can get Andrew AT healthy, man. Andrew Thomas, get him back out there and healthy, 100%. Like I said, and hopefully we can start paying some dividends, man, on this O-line. I already mentioned how I feel about the quarterback room, much improved from a season ago. I feel confident and I feel good that we're going to see a lot more plays being made, especially down the field, because we haven't seen enough of that over the last couple of years on the New York Giant offense. I'm excited for that. So I'm excited for the season a little bit, man. Like I said, I don't expect big things necessarily, but I expect to see a much better brand of New York Giant football than what we've seen over the last couple of years, man. A much better brand. What we've been getting hasn't been good enough, obviously. So hopefully we'll do a lot better. We'll get a little more respect. Put a little more respect on the New York Giants name, man, and get back to credibility, man. We got to start working our way back up to that, because right now we have zero credibility. People, they're just, like the movie Carrie, they're all going to laugh at you. That's what they're doing. That's what everybody's doing to the New York Giants. They're just laughing at us right now. Everybody's laughing. We're the butt of everybody's jokes. We're the clowns. So let's get that respect back, because we deserve it, man. That's where we belong, man. We're a top end franchise, and in these last several years, this is the worst stretch of New York Giant football I've experienced in my lifetime. And I've seen some bad years, but I haven't seen a stretch as bad as this one myself personally. Wasn't around for what happened in the 70s. You know what I mean? But I know throughout the 80s, we were definitely one of those. We were a very good franchise. The 90s, we had our ups and downs. We had our moments, but we definitely had our high moments. We never got as low as we are right now. Throughout the 90s and even in the earlier 2000s, man, we were still always kind of just that respectable team. Even in our bad years, we were still respectable. And it's just here, this last decade plus, I mean, barring a couple of years, fluky years that we made the playoffs, which you can look at as pretty much fluky years at this point now, just given what we've seen. It's been bad. It's been terrible. So Brian Dable, I hope you got these guys ready this year, man. Get these guys ready. I'm excited. Training camp next week. Hope you're ready to go, man, because you're coaching for your coaching life right now this season, Brian Dable. You're absolutely coaching for your coaching life. And let's see if you can put it all together, man. Like No Met said earlier, man, I think you need to really give up that play calling duty. Don't be stubborn about that, man. Get that shit up, man. Let Mike Kafka do what he's there to do. He's your offensive coordinator. Let him call the offense. Allow him to do that. Be the head coach. Overseer. Make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. And hopefully we can get back to, like I said, respectable New York Giants football, man. That's what I want to see this season. I'm not going to set my expectations all crazy high unless you give me a reason to. We'll see. If they give y'all Giants, you give me a reason to raise that bar a little bit on expectations as the season progresses, then I'll raise that bar. But right now, I'm not going to get too crazy with it. Keep my expectations, keep them tempered, you know what I mean? I just want to see respectable New York Giant football. Win, lose, or draw any given week. I don't want to see us laying down on the field. I don't want to see this team quitting. I want to see this team go out there with fight and energy. And I want to see this team play 4 quarters of football each and every week. I don't think that's too much to ask. I really don't. So I appreciate y'all in the chat. Coach Ed, appreciate you stopping in. No Mets, no Nets, no Jets. My guy Chad popped in earlier. Mitch, I appreciate you guys all, man. I'll be back next Friday afternoon talking that New York Giant talk. Training camp will be underway, and we can talk about a lot. We can talk about that. Like I said, Coach Ed, you're definitely invited if you ever want to come through. And pretty much any of my other New York Giant guys, man, y'all want to come through and talk about the New York Giants on a Friday afternoon with y'all boy Mac the Giants fan, man, y'all always welcome, man. And I'll be back next Friday afternoon, same time, 3 o'clock p.m., with another edition of Afternoon Chat, with the Afternoon New York Giant Chat with your boy Mac the Giants fan, man. And definitely don't forget to tune in Wednesday afternoon, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the return of the real deal NFC East Roundup with myself and the super dope co-host Adam Costas. Thank you guys for once again for all tuning in. It's your boy Mac the Giants fan. Peace. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MacDa Giants fan.